Belize tourism data. Why does it matter and where can I find it? I'm going to tell you guys today on this video all of the updated numbers that the Belize Tourism Board has put out, and we're going to go through some of the analytics and look at why this is such important information. So today we're going to be highlighting 4 major metrics when it comes to analyzing Belize tourism statistics. Those are going to be overnight arrivals, visits by destination, occupancy and average daily rates, and RevPAR, which is revenue per available room. And then we're going to compare those numbers to 2019, which was the best year for us in tourism, and see how we're comparing in today's market. So let's start by taking a look at the overnight arrivals. So we're looking at the number of people arriving into Belize as tourists for at least one night stay. And so in July of this year, 80% of those arrivals are coming into Goldson International Airport, which currently offers direct flights from 28 airports around the world and 13 different airlines. So when compared to our best year in 2019, and considering the global pandemic that shut everything down, we've seen a recovery of 119%, making 2024 the busiest year for tourism in the country's history. And when you compare that to 2023, we've seen a 23% increase in overnight arrivals year over year. This is a key indicator on how the tourism industry is growing in Belize. When you're analyzing the market, it's definitely one of those points you should keep your eye on. Now let's take a look at visits by destination. The entire country of Belize is beautiful, and there are so many different locations and natural habitats to visit while you're here. But the reason we're taking a look at this data broken down by destination is that it indicates where most of the tourism is heading. And it helps us understand where investment opportunities are, as well as gives us perspective on supply and demand within certain markets and how that affects land and home prices as well as rental values. So far in 2024, the BTB shows that nearly 1/3 of all the tourism in the country, or 28%, is coming here where I live in Ambergris Caye. And as of July, already over 100,000 visits have come to San Pedro. Our sister island, Caye Caulker, has also seen an increase in tourism, absorbing about 13.8% of the tourism in the country, which makes it the 3rd largest tourism destination, right behind the district of Cayo, which is a beautiful area located on the mainland and sees about 14.6% of all the tourism in the country. When you compare the size of Cayo to that of the islands, it's significantly larger, which implies that there's much less land to sell and nearly double the amount of tourism. So these land and home values in Ambergris Caye and Caye Caulker are bound to continue to increase as the government continues to expand its presence in the Caribbean tourism scene. The third and possibly the most important data point that we're going to look at is the average occupancy and average daily rates based on our market. For the sake of this video and to save you guys time, we're only going to look at Ambergris Caye here today, but if you want more statistics on other areas of the country, you can find all that information in the website below, and we'll also leave a link to their website in the description of the video. As of this year, there are 2,662 registered rental units in Ambergris Caye, and that includes everything from the most luxurious rentals to the backpacker priced rentals. In 2019, we saw an occupancy rate of 33.6% for the year in Ambergris Caye and 46% occupancy through June of 2019. The average occupancy rate this year as of June is at 56.2%. And we can expect that number to come down a little bit from August to mid-November, as this is the slower time of the year here for tourism. But overall, this occupancy rate is the highest in recorded history and an increase of over 10% occupancy compared to 2019. The average daily rate in Ambergris Caye is currently at $270.21 US as of June, whereas in 2019, the average daily rate through June was at $224.63. So nearly a $50 US increase in the nightly rental market, which is some really good growth. Finally, I want to touch on one last metric known as RevPAR, or revenue per available room. So this metric shows a property's ability to fill its available rooms at the best price possible. And this is something that all hotels around the world work to improve. and it's definitely something to keep your eyes on when analyzing the market. So an increase in a property's RevPAR means that they're averaging a higher rate per night, or the occupancy is improving. And now, while this is usually a good sign, keep in mind that it doesn't necessarily correlate directly to better performance, because you have to keep your expenses and overhead in mind. So far in 2024, February has shown the best RevPAR with an average of $192.49 US to keep a room occupied. So if you're curious about investing in Belize and want more information, shoot me an email and I'd be happy to help out.